Dick Van Dyke, the beloved American actor, singer, and comedian, is known for his charismatic performances and timeless roles in classics like Mary Poppins and The Dick Van Dyke Show. To many, he has always embodied joy, humor, and charm, a man whose smile could light up any screen. But behind that bright facade was a private battle that very few knew about, an addiction that nearly cost him his life. In an era when discussing personal struggles was considered taboo, especially for public figures, Van Dyke fought his demons, silently. During the peak of his fame in the 1960s and 70s, he struggled with alcoholism. While fans saw him as the epitome of wholesome American entertainment, off-camera, he was dealing with a growing dependency that was beginning to consume him. It was not just the pressure of maintaining an image that weighed on him, but also the emotional and psychological toll of fame and personal dissatisfaction. Van Dyke himself later admitted that he used alcohol as a way to escape from the internal stress he couldn't otherwise handle. He described it as a thirst that became harder to quench with time. Unlike many in Hollywood who let addiction spiral publicly, Van Dyke managed to keep his secret mostly under wraps, fooling even those close to him. He continued to work and perform, keeping up the appearance of a cheerful and stable entertainer, while inside he was struggling to keep control. Eventually, the toll became too much. His addiction began affecting his health, his relationships, and his sense of self. It was then that he made the brave decision to seek help. Admitting himself to a rehabilitation facility, Van Dyke took the first step toward recovery. It wasn't easy. He spoke later of the immense guilt and shame he felt, not just for being addicted, but for hiding it so well for so long. Still, he pushed forward, determined not to let alcohol define him. Over time, Van Dyke recovered and remained sober, becoming a quiet inspiration for many who battle addiction. What made his story particularly powerful was how normal and human it felt. He didn't pretend to be perfect. He didn't hide behind excuses. Instead, he opened up later in life to shed light on the fact that addiction doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone, no matter how happy or successful they seem on the outside. Dick Van Dyke's story is a poignant reminder of how the people we admire most can be carrying silent burdens. His journey through addiction and into recovery reflects a deep strength and vulnerability, making his legacy not just about entertainment but also about resilience. In choosing to confront his struggle and share it, Van Dyke added a new dimension to his public persona, not just the man who made us laugh, but the man who bravely chose to heal.